Yehovah Nehi, Yehovah who strikes. You are the righteous one who repays evil in your perfect timing. You defend the innocent and strike down the proud. May I never trust in positions of favor, but in your justice alone. Yehovah Elohi Nehi, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Esther, chapter 7. So the king and Haman went to Queen Esther's banquet, and the king said to Esther at the wine banquet, "Whatever your request, Queen Esther, you will be granted it. Whatever you want, up to half the kingdom it will be done." Esther, the queen, answered, "If I have won your favor, king, and if it pleases the king, then what I ask be given me is my own life and the lives of my people. For we have been sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, killed, and exterminated. If we had only been sold as men and women slaves, I would have remained quiet, since then our trouble would not have been worth the damage it would have caused the king to alter the situation." King Ahasuerus asked Esther, "Queen, who is he? Where is the man who dared do such a thing?" Esther said, "A ruthless enemy. It's that wicked Haman." Haman stood aghast, terrified before the king and queen. In a rage, the king got up from the wine banquet and went out to the palace garden. But Haman remained, pleading with Esther, the queen, to spare his life, for he could see that the king had decided to do him in. Haman had just fallen on the couch where Esther was when the king returned from the palace garden to the wine banquet. He shouted, "Is he even going to rape Bailiff Tob, the queen, here in the palace, before my very eyes?" The moment these words left the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. Haravana, one of the king's attendants, said, "Look, the gallows 75 feet high that Haman made for Mordecai, who spoke only good for the king, is standing at Haman's house." The king said, "Hang him on it." So they hanged Bailiff Tob Haman on the gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's anger subsided. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this interesting twist in the chapter 7 of Esther? We can love Yehovah by trusting his timing even when injustice seems victorious. Love Yehovah by rejecting self-exaltation and pursuing humble obedience. Love Yehovah by recognizing that he exalts the righteous when all seems lost. How can we love our neighbors as Yeshua loves us? Speaking boldly on behalf of others when their life, reputation, and future is at stake. How can we bear one another's burdens? By interceding on behalf of the innocent, using our voice, influence, and platform for justice, as Esther did for her people. What are the top 3 fruits of the Spirit found? 1. Faithfulness. Esther remains faithful to her people even at the height of royal favor. 2. Self-control. Esther speaks at the right moment with wisdom and restraint. 3. Justice, righteousness. The chapter reveals Yehovah's justice being executed perfectly in due time. What is the Hebrew word that encapsulates this chapter? Talui. Hanged, hung. Reference, verse 10. Anchor sentence. The one who exalts himself in arrogance is often hung on the scaffold of his own pride. Et Sefer Insight, Talui. What is raised in pride becomes the instrument of justice. Yehovah turns the gallows into a stage of divine reversal. How can we find Yeshua in the scriptures? Esther interceding for her people mirrors Yeshua's intercession on the cross. Haman's judgment foreshadows the fall of the accuser Hasatan, who sought to destroy God's people. The reversal of death to life points towards resurrection power and vindication through the Messiah. Mitzvah response, Torah-based mitzvah. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 18. He defends the cause of the orphan and widow and loves the outsider. A response might look like this: I will use my voice to defend the voiceless and trust Yehovah's justice to be revealed in due time. Hebrew declaration. Yehovah nahi ga'on rasha u mechem zadik biet miod. Yehovah strikes down the pride of the wicked and raises the righteous at the appointed time. We'll end this with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he'll provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom.